Dear EML105 teaching process students, Dr. George Hillman here, and I'm so excited that you are in my class this semester. Now, we're doing this in a unique format. We're doing this in a hybrid format where we will be together for 3 Saturdays: February 11th, March 25th, April 22nd. Those are live in Dallas, Texas. You need to be in the room live in Dallas, Texas for all three of those sessions. If you cannot make one of those three sessions, I need to know now because we're probably going to need to ask to move you to a different section. In maybe if you say, hey, I can't come those times, maybe you need to switch to the online section or something like this. But this is a live hybrid. We are not going to have an RV option for this class. So I want to be very clear about that. Let me talk about the 3 Saturdays. February 11th, think of that as foundational. So we're going to talk about foundations of writing a good Bible study. We're going to talk about some videos that you're going to need to watch before you show up on February 11th. So there's some pre-work that you're going to do. But February 11th is about foundations. March 25th, so we come back from spring break, that is going to be your preparation for your live teaching. You will be teaching in teaching teams. When we meet on February 11th, we're going to have some time to get to know everybody in the class, and then you're going to be put on a teaching team. Depends on what our final enrollment is, if the teaching teams are going to be 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people. I'm leaning more towards 3 if we can keep the numbers manageable. I have to think about ahead because if we have too many teaching teams, then that makes for a really long day when we all hear the teaching. So there has to be a strike of balance for that. But when we meet on March 25th, we'll have some lecture time, but a good portion of the time is going to be you and your teaching team working together, getting ready for your presentation. On April 22nd, it's all live teaching and all of you run the show. And each of you is going to have an opportunity to be a part of a teaching team to teach a 35-minute Bible study. And I cannot wait to hear this. Let me go on and tell you, I think teaching process is one of the most important classes you take at Dallas Theological Seminary. The reason you came to Dallas Theological Seminary, I bet you, is because you want to know how to teach the Bible better. You want to understand the Bible, and then you want to be able to communicate it. Now, teaching takes lots of different forms. Some of you are teaching kids. Some of you are teaching adults. Some of you are preaching on Sunday mornings. But to be able to communicate God's word, that is a mark of a leader. And this class is going to help you become a better teacher. So we have 3 live sessions. That's the first thing I want to talk about. Second thing we talked about is you're going to be placed on a teaching team. We will have those teams. We will form those on February 11th. And I'm going to give your team freedom on what passage you pick. Now, we don't want everybody teaching the exact same passage. So we will have, after we meet on February 11th, we will open up a chat here in Canvas, and where you will get to select your passage, and it is first come, first serve on the passages. But your team can choose Old Testament, New Testament, something out of the Gospels, something out of the epistles, something out of Proverbs. Totally, you get to pick what you want to cover in your teaching passage. Now, there's a textbook. There's a couple of books that you're going to be reading, but one of the textbooks, the primary textbook, is Teaching the Next Generation. And what we've done is that we've divided it up into 5 different sections. And you will see in the Canvas task below that the 5 different sections, and it's spaced out throughout the semesters. And you're going to make a video just like this. And so we're going to have lots of videos back and forth as well as the live teaching time. And so you're going to make 5 reflection videos. Your first reflection video is due February 4th. So we're coming up on that quicker. It'll be before we have our live session. I'll send out a reminder. But February 4th is when you will have your first video reflection for section 1 of the Teaching Next Generation textbook. You have something else that is very important that you have to take care of between now and February 11th when we meet live. You need to watch 3 lectures. Now, these lectures are by Dr. Sue Edwards and Dr. Jay Sedgwick, 2 of my dearest friends here at Dallas Theological Seminary. These lectures are on the big idea, lesson aims, lesson plans. When you come to class on February 11th, I am assuming that you have already watched those and that you are ready to discuss the material that's on those 3 videos. Again, we're doing this as a hybrid. So this is some of the pre-work you're going to do. We're going to talk about what does it mean to have a big idea for a passage. The same thing for you if you've taken a preaching class. When you have your big idea for your sermon, what is that thing? I always talk about it as a tweetable quote. What's that phrase that you want people to take away? And then lesson aims. We're going to talk about cognitive and effective lesson aims. What do you want people to know, and what life change do you want to see in their life? So we're focused at the head, but we're also focused at the heart. And then lesson plans. How do you get somebody's attention? How do you present the material? And how do you have clear application? And so we will walk through lesson plans, but you have to watch those 3 videos before we meet on February 11th. And so you'll see those below. Watch the videos. You'll have a response back that's due on the 10th to make sure to let me know that you have watched those. The media portion, you're going to see down, maybe 3 modules down, an introduction to the media portion, and you'll see a video that I just filmed introducing the media portion of this class. Make sure to watch that video. And again, before you show up to class on February 11th, you need to choose your media track. So there are 3 things you need to do between now and February 11th when we meet live. Section 1 of teaching the next generation and doing a reflective video there. Number 2 is watching 3 lectures, big idea, lesson aims, lesson plans, and being prepared to discuss those 3 lectures first thing when we show up on that Friday morning on the 11th. And then the third thing is understanding the media tracks and picking your media track. If you have any questions between now and February 11th when we first meet live, please let me know. Your syllabus, make sure you've got that thing downloaded, make sure you've read through it. And if you have questions about the syllabus, again, we'll have discussions on February 11th, but between now and February 11th, if you've got questions, let me know. Let me introduce you to 2 other people who are going to be a part of this class. While I'm the professor of record and I'm going to be doing most of the lecturing, I've got 2 other people that are going to help me in the assessment portion of this class, especially focused on the media portion. One of those individuals is Dr. Jerry Lawrence. Oh my goodness, I've known Jerry Lawrence for 20 years. Love Dr. Lawrence. She is fabulous at what she does. Let me tell you, my relationship with Dr. Lawrence goes all the way back to when we even first started doing teaching process online. Literally the early days of online education at Dallas Theological Seminary, Jerry Lawrence helped me develop that class. And so Jerry Lawrence has been part of teaching process for 20 years, the whole time I've been here for sure. And so Dr. Lawrence is going to be helping us out. She will come to the live teachings on April 22nd and will be a part of that. And then she'll also be helping to coach our new person with the media portion. So the second person is going to be Cindy Stevens. Cindy is a Doctor of Education student, so she is working on her EDD. Someday she'll be Dr. Stevens. And she is going to help us out as the grader for the media portion of the class. So you're going to have media assignments. Again, they're going to be done outside of class, and those are going to be assessed by Cindy Stevens with the coaching under the watchful eye of Dr. Jerry Lawrence. And then when we do live teaching on April 22nd, when we're assessing you, your peers are going to be assessing you, but also Dr. Lawrence and Cindy Stevens will also be in the room doing the assessment. So looking forward to introducing you as well to them and vice versa. Again, if you have any questions between now and when we meet live on February 11th, you do not hesitate to email me, Hillman, HILLMAN, @dts.edu, or you can message me here in Canvas. You can call me in the office, 214-887-5261. And I will love to answer any questions that you have. I'm so excited about this class. I'm so excited that you specifically are in the class and looking forward to a great semester.